implement this with the children, that is especially with the ones, as your CV said, that it is about the children with disabilities.
Yes.
So if you could just speak a
So,
little more before I get into the question answer session. So if you could just
sure.
elaborate a little more, that is, how do you actually get those, inclusive education? When we talk of inclusive education, how do you get them to be creative is something that I'm really inquisitive about. And if you could just throw a little light on it.
Sure, sure. So
Yeah.
there's nothing, I'm going to say something slightly controversial. There's nothing here about getting somebody to be creative. We're all inherently creative, we just don't access it. So children with special needs, in fact, are the most creative. When I was introduced to the first child with autism, and a parent introduced a child to me saying, "This is an autistic child," I heard it as artistic child. And I landed up saying, "Oh wow, isn't this lovely?" And the child was truly artistic. So for children with, I wouldn't say this just for children with special needs, all of us learn differently. It cannot be a one size fits all. So we need tools and techniques which is going to allow us to look at this together. So even today, I may not speak a certain language, but I'm able to recall and sing songs of that language. So children with special needs have varied abilities, and if the learning is through non-threatening mediums like the arts, then the learning is absolutely effortless. For non-verbal children, visual arts and drumming has really helped them express and put a language to their emotions. I think more than children with special needs, today's mainstream neurotypical children that we talk about need to be taught compassion, need to be taught what it is to be welcome of accepting differences. And I think to make that beginning, the arts will play a very, very important role, and it's also playing. And when it comes to implementation, the first work has to be with educators who are working with the children. And we don't have to, like I say, while I train, and we're also going to be the first organization to launch the arts practices for inclusion certification program starting next year. This was launched in Argentina last year, and we're taking it to Nepal. But I would say this, despite that how do you begin working with the arts? Start singing, start humming, move a little bit. Don't wait for a training program to teach you how to work with the arts. Because imagine a song is playing right now and I just start singing to you. It's going to completely alter the energy levels of the group because it's doing something to us. And I think the arts is going to allow us to access that. In fact, non-verbal children who have been coming to our center have developed so much language, so much of receptive language because of working with the arts. So I think this is going to be important for schools to start converting that into learning outcomes. And we all learned that, no? When we were taught the 9 planets, I think we were all taught it in a format. My educated mother, showed me 9 planets.
Yeah.
So that is something we've already built. I mean, educators have already found out innovations to help children with memory. It's just being deliberate about it. And I think we just need to be deliberate about it.
Yeah, and I think creativity is also infectious.
Very much contagious and infectious.
Yeah, contagious and infectious. Very true. Okay, can we have the questions, please, on the screen? Okay, so now these are the questions that have been asked by our viewers. And the first question goes, what is your views on incorporating drama into teacher education?
It must be incorporated. It has to be one of the first few things we do before we even talk about teacher education. Because drama, theatre, for me, encompasses all art forms. There's body, there's voice, there's movement, there's singing. It does a lot to your confidence. And as teachers, I think the more important thing is how comfortable am I with voice articulation? What is my body language telling me about learning? So I feel every teacher training program should have a huge chunk of the people signing in for the program to just experience the arts. You should sing together, dance together, move together, and then sit and write your content and curriculum and see how different it looks then. And it helps us. We come from varied backgrounds. Some do not come with qualifications of B.Ed, M.Ed, but are passionate about teaching, are wonderful about teaching. In such a situation, we should have tools that allow us to challenge our own boundaries. And for that, I think it must be a very, very integral part of it. And it again features somewhere right at the end. Like, when I'm called to work with special educators and, in all of that, right at the end, they'll tell me in the D.Ed special ed program that there is one chapter called special arts. I think that should move right in front. We should begin with getting comfortable with our own teaching techniques, and what better than the arts as an icebreaker, drama and theatre to start.
Right. That also actually creates a bond between the learner and the teacher, the facilitator, student.
Absolutely. And it neutralizes the power equation.
Right.
Because when you are a part of the learner, there is no power. So I think this is something we should do, and we are doing it, but we need to do it in a bigger way.
True. Okay, now the second question goes, how to implement this to teach yourself to be happy?
That is a very, very important thing. I think like one of the main area of work that we do is work with educators to look at well-being and happiness. So I think it is the need of the hour, and especially now, because we're all trying to make sense of a very, the pandemic situation of online and virtual classrooms, where everything that's happening is not the natural way in which we have experienced each other and experienced humanity. So I think the need to start working with the arts is very important for every educator. In fact, at Snehathara, the large chunk of the work that we do is working with the people who are doing this work, on singing together, creating music together, making songs together, and just the joy of learning. And I think that automatically brings in that happiness.
Very true, very true. Okay. Now, even though drama relates to life, how can we include it in the syllabus, as every child is not a good dramatist?
Again, you do not have to be what is a good dramatist over here? I think drama, it comes inherently to each one of us. Children are the best. They can come up with excuses like this. They are the most dramatic when they have to say, I have a stomachache when they have homework to submit. Are kahe ka drama? We all inherently, we are actually very creative, and we are practicing it in our everyday lives without even knowing. If you are deliberate about it, I think for children, and again, it is like this. Am I interested in the outcome? Am I teaching drama because I want the children to be good drama, theatre artists? Not at all. I'm using drama as a medium for the child to access his own narrative, for the child to be empowered. In that case, I can use it from, I think, the little ones to the oldest. And the beauty about arts curriculum is you have to do only 50% of the work, because most of your curriculum comes alive when the children start giving you content. So your job is 50%, the remaining 50% is going to be done by the children, and hence it's a very live process. And I think that's where we also struggle. We're not able to templatize this. I can give you a session saying this is what we do, this is how we sing, let's sing together. But the point is not about copying this song to sing together. It is about listening to the song that's getting created between you and I when we are working with the arts. And children are the best in this. I mean, give them a word and see the way they come up with solutions and songs. And unfortunately, mainstream education system, like Sir Ken Robinson is saying, has educated us out of creativity. Now we have to get educated inside creativity. That's where we actually have a role to play. Otherwise, we don't.
Yeah,
very much here. The arts has been very much here.
Right. Okay. Now the last question, it is development of confidence through creative arts. Please suggest, how do you do that?
See, when we're looking at the creative arts, we can't be looking at just one thing of development of confidence. What are we talking over here? We're talking about our ability to be at ease with ourselves. And it must be done in the sense, while we do have workshops and training programs, which it's an open invitation to all of you who want to know more about it. We can always create those spaces of co-creation, but it does become important that to be able to access this creativity inside each one of us, I have to be ready to challenge my own habits of learning. I break one habit, I build another habit. Like I keep telling people, get up in the morning, you don't have to be a singer at all, but just sit in the bed and maybe just open your day with just a hum and see what it does to you. Open your day with nothing, but just when you wake up in the morning, just try and do a bit of movement. Look at your own fingers, bring it down, see what it does to you. Because working with the arts is bringing you to the present. The minute you brought yourself to the present, then you're very present to your own confidence. And that's what we need to do. Can we befriend the friend within each one of us? The arts will help you do that. It's for all you know, you're already doing it. I'm just making it seem like it's a discovery, but it's not. In fact, it's been here forever. Ras Leelas and so many things that have been happening, I think from age-old times, is going on so well. Our country is rich with it. It's just that we are not accessing it. And it's high time we start accessing it. The West is packaging it and giving it back to us. And we're opening something that belongs to us and saying, wow, this was always here. Tagore had spoken about it. Jiru Krishnamurti has spoken about it. So many educationalists have spoken about looking at learning, which is going to be fun. And I think it's high time.
True, and it I think also just triggers the navrasas, art and creativity always triggers the navrasas.
Absolutely.